Hey guys, it's Dr. Krisher here. I'm a chiropractor in London, Ontario, Canada. Excuse me, a couple things before we get started. I'm going to try to just get right to it. I was asked a wonderful group of questions by an awesome patient. Thank you, Maria, on supplementation. So I decided to create a video around it as well. And number two, I need to remind you that we're in a lockdown and the hair is looking this way because I can't get it cut. So just so you have some context, if you're watching this, or I've sent this to you when this whole mess is over, you know, my wife's been calling me fluffy. It's just not, it's not what you want your wife to call you. So what supplements do I take? I think it's important to talk about why I take them and why I recommend that I do. You can't out-supplement a crappy diet. So you really need to focus on eating real food. You know, that's a conversation for a whole nother time. But the first step, you know, in this is creating a diet that is providing you with nutrients that are meeting your body's requirements, you know, and that's part number two. Your body has requirements and then there's strategies to fulfill those requirements. So for example, oxygen is a requirement. You know, we can argue till we're blue in the face about whether you need oxygen or not. We all know that we need oxygen because if we don't get it, we would die. Now, the strategy that your body prefers for getting oxygen into your body is breathing, right? So you breathe, and the purpose of respiration is to get oxygen into the cells and then to get carbon dioxide out of the cells. There's other strategies for breathing too, right? People that have had brain trauma or are unconscious, they get put on, or their lungs are filling up, they get put on respirators, which is another strategy for delivering oxygen into their body. The important point is strategies are what you need. Requirements are what you need. Strategies are ways to get the requirement. I still believe that the best strategy for delivering nutrients into your body is through your normal, your regular diet. Now, supplements for me are in addition to that diet. I don't like the idea of taking supplements to fix or try to heal specific problems, right? Like, for example, vitamin D is a supplement that I recommend. And, you know, we're in the middle of a certain virus around the world, and there's lots of data on vitamin D and this virus, which is great. I'm not here to even speak about this data. Just the idea of, I don't like the idea of taking a supplement to try to medicate yourself or to try to solve a specific problem. I know they can do that. I'm more interested in what my body needs to run appropriately, and then, like I said, eating as much of it in real food as I can, and then supplementing the stuff that I can't get out of real food. So I know that's a lengthy conversation, but I think it's important in the overall mindset around this. I will take the supplements that I'm taking for the rest of my life, unless, you know, new data is uncovered to say that it's not beneficial anymore. So the supplements that I take are fish oil, and I'll explain why I take all of them. Fish oil, vitamin D, probiotic, greens, and a magnesium. Now for fish oil, you know, again, the requirement that your body has is we need to have a balanced polyunsaturated fat ratio. We're seeing data that says people that have too much omega-6 are prone to inflammation. There's conversations around inflammation, you know, causing or contributing a lot of diseases, heart disease, cancer. The goal is simply to keep that ratio more of a 1-to-1. So I take a high quality fish oil. Yes, of course, I sell supplements here in the practice. You don't have to buy any supplements here in the practice. If you need resources or recommendations, just send me a message. I'd be happy to recommend, you know, even as much as buying them at the grocery store now. So the idea behind a fish oil is it's really hard to get omega-3 fatty acids in the foods that we're eating. You know, grass-fed pastured meats used to have a higher dosage. That's hard to get. It's hard to get fresh caught fish. It's also very expensive. It's much easier to supplement with a high quality fish oil. You know, one where you are looking to get 1 gram per day of EPA and DHA. Vitamin D, vitamin D is one of those ones where we should be getting it from the sun. I'm sitting at the front of my desk to enjoy what little sunlight I can because it's January and typically my body's not going to see the sunshine until June or July. So our body makes vitamin D from the sunshine. Since I'm not going to be seeing the sun, I want to supplement. Now with vitamin D, what's great about it is there's no norm levels, right? So you can get your blood tested and then you'll be able to see whether you're adequate, whether you're taking enough, whether you're falling short, or where you stand in terms of that. So please get tested and you'll know for sure. Probiotics, when I was growing up, I was at the doctor a lot and I took a lot of antibiotics. Now, antibiotics are not selective necessarily in terms of all the types of bacteria that they kill. They just kill that specific type of bacteria, whether that's harmful or beneficial to your body. So it makes sense to me to have a healthy gut bacteria in my body, making sure that it's replenished, making sure that it's working well, and making sure that it's helping my body run its course. Greens, Maria asked the question, what is greens? Greens are essentially dehydrated and crushed up vegetables. And we want to eat vegetables for micronutrients. And I don't always do the best job of eating my vegetables. So any vehicle where I can put more of them into my body, sounds like a beneficial course to me. And magnesium, because there's good evidence that we are, or the majority of us, are magnesium deficient. This is something that I've been reading a little bit more about in the past 2 years, and I'm still hesitant to necessarily lump it into the everyone should be taking this type of thing. But I've started taking it, and so far so good. Now, one of the questions that Maria asked was, when's the optimal time to take these supplements? Other than a probiotic being taken after food, there is no optimal time. Just take them. Would they interfere with medications? I'm sure there is some supplements that interfere with certain medications. I'm a chiropractor, I can't possibly know, and it's out of my scope of practice, to know everything about medications. But on the opposite side, the ones that I prescribe and the ones that I'm using in a way mimic whole food, right? So if you can eat fish, you can take fish oil, right? Because fish oil is just the fat found in fish. If you can sit in the sun, you can take vitamin D. If you can eat fermented foods, which have probiotics and prebiotics in them, you can take a probiotic. And if you can eat vegetables, you can take a green, right? This is one of the greens. This is one of the benefits of not trying to treat or cure your conditions through supplementation, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that approach. This is why I do it. And I do have lots of preferences on fish oil. Fish oil is one of all the supplements that I mentioned. Fish oil is the one where you want to be investing your money if you'd like to get a better brand. You want to make sure that the quality, the dosage, and the purity are high and are good. That means you're actually getting the product that you're putting into your body, and you know that it's not coming from toxic sources. And there is actually a standard called IFOS, which measures on a star system, it measures the purity of the fish oil. So if you need recommendations, you want to make sure that the fish oil you're taking is pure. And if you need recommendations on the fish oil, like I said, just send me a message. I'd be more than happy to send you out a couple of options. If you have any comments or questions, please post them below. I would love to start a conversation or answer them. And I think the one thing that I should have probably mentioned at the beginning, but there's many, many reasons to be taking supplements, and your goals are the most important in making the decisions around what you should be taking, right? If I was an athlete, or if I was, like I said, trying to heal or fix a disease, I would have a whole different list of recommendations. So I don't necessarily think this is the right approach for everybody. It's just my approach. Either way, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next time.